I don't know how people can defend Triple H after the recent post that I found about Triple H last night. And in all honesty, I was going to ignore it and just leave it as, I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm just going to see what it said, probably disagree, and then maybe talk about it with my friends, and then just leave it at that. But no, this is preposterous. I'm even going to be talking about something that Nick can't even mention. So Fightful and Wrestle Talk, two of the sites I saw, put out something about what these two particular people said. Triple H has gone on to accuse the NXT wrestlers who have been called up recently complacent. He's gone out of his way to call them complacent, and that they were on top of the world. They looked in great shape in NXT. They killed it on NXT, but then as soon as they make their way to the main roster, all of a sudden they become complacent. And Triple H seems to think that ain't his fault. He seems to think, the wrestlers, being complacent has nothing to do with him or his booking. It's their fault. Which is completely stupid. Which is completely stupid for him to say. So I guess the reason why Blair Davenport and Indy Hartwell were let go was because they were complacent? If you think about it, how can they be complacent? How do you expect them to do something? How do you expect them to get up out of catering and do something when you're not even doing anything for these people? You're not even giving them screen time. Look at Carmelo Hayes, and I'm not the biggest fan of him. He went from facing Andrade 7 consecutive times on television to now constantly losing, and now he's teaming with The Miz of all people. But at least he's getting TV time. I don't think Carmelo Hayes would be interested in tagging up with The Miz, if I'm being completely honest. Does that seem like something... He looks like he wants nothing to do with this storyline. Indy Hartwell, I guess she's complacent. I guess she was complacent too when she got called up, right? Barely got TV time, rarely ever wrestled on the show. And even when she did wrestle, people called her a trash wrestler. Which, is not even true. But the point I am making is that Triple H is basically saying, hey guys, what's happening to your favorite NXT superstars is not my fault. That's basically what he's saying. So what happened to Blair is not his fault apparently, and what happened to Indy Hartwell ain't his fault either. And apparently what happened to Kiana James ain't his fault either. Remember when she got called up? She's had 0 matches since she got called up. The fact that Triple H is calling his current NXT talents complacent is a joke. It's a joke. He sounds like Vince McMahon now. Why say that about the future of your company? I guess Julia, Stephanie Vaquer, and Ricky Saints, and Ethan Page are all going to be called complacent when they come up to the main roster, aren't they? And you see why. Well, I think Shawn Michaels isn't as good either, but ain't really that great either. But if you look at how good these people were treated in NXT before they got called up, it's a huge major difference. It's a huge major difference to how they were used then. It is ridiculous to me how Triple H has the balls to say, oh, they're just complacent. That ain't my problem. It is your problem, Triple H. Take accountability. Take accountability for how you've been handling these superstars, man. It blows my mind. It blows my mind how people look at what Triple H says and they actually agree with what this guy is saying. But everyone kept saying Triple H is the guy we all should be backing. The guy that will save WWE. Oh, look, he's signed Penta. He's signing a lot of former AEW wrestlers to the company. He brought back CM Punk. Yeah, Papa H. He's the greatest. Papa H, he's the greatest. He's not. He's not the greatest. He's the worst. He's no better than Vince. People are too blinded. People have been... You guys have become blinded by your obsession with supporting Triple H that you've forgotten to understand that he isn't as perfect as everyone likes to say he is. Because the Blue Blood, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, can't do anything wrong. Despite that this man, during his prime, was burying wrestlers constantly, and he started the whole reign of terror that everybody hated. We're just going to forget about all the stuff he did as a pro wrestler because oh, he doesn't wrestle anymore. He's not a great booker. Honestly, I was very critical of Triple H when he first came in. I was willing to give the guy a fair chance, but this is now ridiculous. If you defend this, if you defend Triple H calling the NXT, the current crop of NXT talents he's bringing up to the main roster, complacent, then you're no better than him. You're no better than him. I guess it takes being the son of a Hall of Famer, in the case of Bron Breakker, and a generic blonde like Tiffany Stratton, because they're the only people from the current crop, and Lyra Valkyria as well, but those three are the main crop of the NXT call-ups that are doing stuff. While Blair fumbles, gets released. Indy falls, released. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter just barely getting used and always being shafted for other teams. Kiana James having 0 matches once she got called up. Nah, so they're all complacent. They're the complacent ones, and according to Triple H, he's not doing anything wrong. Complete and utter garbage by Triple H, the man that everybody praises as the best booker. Please give me a break. Absolutely pathetic what Triple H said here about the current crop of NXT talents. Boy oh boy, I can't wait for him to call Roxanne and Cora Jade complacent, because they can't get over on the main roster cards because he continues to book them to lose, or he doesn't have anything for them to do when they're on the main roster. Good old Nick Khan, the man that is sitting in Vince McMahon's chair, the CEO. This guy basically is in Vince's chair. Nick Khan. And no, he is not related to Tony Khan, which I'm kind of glad he's not, because otherwise then maybe I'd understand why he's such a dickhead. But regardless, outside of Triple H signing AEW wrestlers, which for some reason WWE fans are okay with him doing, even though people didn't like them when they were in AEW. Oh, it's okay. You can like them now because they're in WWE. They're in the company you want them in, so it's okay to pretend to wave a flag and pretend to be fans of them, even though you never gave a shit about any of those people. Mariah May? Miss Tiffany Stratton wannabe? Oh yeah, we'll like her now if she comes to WWE, because that is exactly how WWE fans act. They will never say they are true fans of anyone. So, let's get back to Nick Khan. Let's get back to good old Nicholas Khan. This man gives out the biggest bullshit I have ever heard in my life when I saw this article. Nick Khan wants to claim WWE do not sign talent to bench them. They sign talent to use talent. Let me say that again. Nick Khan is claiming they sign talent to use them, and they do not sign talent to bench them. Emma signed a WWE contract in 2022. Had 0 wins, and throughout majority of her time there, she was benched. Tegan Knox had few opportunities, but ultimately was benched a lot. Wyatt Six, benched. Alexa Bliss, currently benched. Indy Harbour was benched. Blair Davenport was benched. Kiana James is benched. You get my point. He has some nerve to go out of his way and say, oh, we don't sign these wrestlers just to not do anything with them. Yet and even currently Andrade is benched right now. You want to claim you sign talent not to bench them, but yet you have so many people currently benched. Why isn't Alexa Bliss on TV every week then? Mr. We don't bench wrestlers? Why doesn't Rhea Ripley wrestle every week? Mr. We don't bench people? But Patrick, Rhea Ripley's on TV every week. Does she wrestle every week though? No. No, she doesn't wrestle every week. We don't see her wrestling on Raw every week. The fact that this guy has the damn balls to say they don't bench talent is absolutely ridiculous. Emma was benched throughout the majority of her run in WWE. And even if she was being used, it was just to take a loss to the person they are elevating. Tegan Knox had her passion taken out of her by how she was poorly treated by WWE. But according to the Blue Blood, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, that ain't his problem. She was complacent. That wasn't his fault. She got complacent, apparently. Unbelievable. Instead of taking accountability for how you poorly book people, you want to put the blame directly on them. You want to put the blame directly on the talent and not on yourself. They have so many wrestlers benched. Giovanni Vinci, what about Mr. Giovanni Vinci, huh? Who is a far better wrestler than Ludwig Kaiser. You benched him after having him get beat so quickly to Apollo Crews. But we don't bench talent. We sign talent to use them, not to bench them. Pathetic. Pathetic coming out of Nick Khan's mouth. Absolute garbage. The typical garbage from this company, man. It blows my mind. It really does blow my mind with the shit that these guys say. Instead of taking accountability for your own actions, for how you've been poorly utilizing talent, you would rather just say, oh well, They got complacent. It's not our fault. It is your fault. And it always will be your fault. No matter if you want to agree with it or not, it is always the booker's fault for how the talent are treated. And that goes for AEW, Ring of Honor, TNA. Don't think I'm just saying this because it's WWE. I'm saying it goes for all companies. Always take accountability for how you handle people. But we all know Triple H doesn't take accountability for anyone.